From being told they're just too big for the industry to having their weight gain called out as lack of discipline, here are some of the victims of fat shaming in Hollywood. Have you heard the news about David Harbour's audition for The Blob in X-Men Origins Wolverine? I mean, seriously, can you imagine being told you're too fat for a role? That's just messed up. Apparently, he went in for the audition and tried to make a joke by showing off his belly and saying, "I got your blob right here," but the casting agents were totally freaked out by it and thought he was too fat for the part. Can you believe that? They basically told him he was too chubby to be the Blob. Like, what? And to top it all off, the role of the Blob requires a fat suit. So it's even messier if you think about how they preferred a fit actor instead of someone who actually fit the character description. But you gotta hand it to Harbour for his response. He basically told them that if they thought he was too fat for the role, he needed to get back to New York ASAP. In the end, the part went to Kevin Durand, and in X-Men Apocalypse, giant Gustave Claude Ouimet played the role. But it's a shame that Harbour missed out just because of some body-shaming casting agents. While that's pretty messed up on its own, wait till you hear what Kourtney Kardashian had to endure. A fan asked the oldest Kardashian sister if she was pregnant. Apparently, after posting a photo promoting her new vitamins, someone in the comments asked if she was expecting, to which she replied that it was just the after effects of IVF. I think it's pretty cool that she's using her platform to shed light on how IVF can affect women's bodies, since it's not something that's talked about a lot.
8 months of IVF treatment has definitely taken a toll on my body, mentally and physically.
But I have to say, I totally agree with her when she questioned why people are still asking women if they're pregnant. Anyway, Kourtney later deleted the picture, which I'm hoping isn't because she let that comment get to her. Speaking of clapping back, Melanie Lynskey clapping back at some haters who criticized her body in The Last of Us. So former America's Next Top Model winner Adrienne Curry thought Melanie looked too luxurious to play a post-apocalyptic warlord, but Melanie wasn't having any of it. She took to Twitter to defend her character's appearance and said she loved subverting expectations. She wanted her character to look like someone who would carry a notepad, and she wanted her to be feminine and soft-voiced, because screw the idea that those traits are weak, and no, that's not all. Melanie was body-shamed while filming Yellow Jackets as well. Apparently, someone on the production team was pretty rude to her about her weight, asking her about her plans to get a trainer and whatnot. Not cool, man, especially since Melanie has been pretty open about her past struggles with an eating disorder.
It's the year 2023. Are we not in a place where we can accept that people have different kinds of bodies?
Yeah.
Really?
She said that even when she was a healthy weight, she'd still get shamed during wardrobe fittings for not being sample-sized. It's a tough industry, and we gotta give props to people like Melanie who speak out against this kind of stuff. While we're on the topic of people speaking up about issues, there's a certain someone who's been very vocal about body shaming: Brooke Shields. In a recent interview, she talked about how motherhood changed her body image for the better. In the modeling industry, she was always told she was too big and compared herself to others. But when she got pregnant and had to nourish her baby, she started to appreciate her body for what it could do. For the first time, she loved her entire body and appreciated her face too. She realized that beauty isn't just an indulgence, but a valued part of one's existence.
You know, and just don't show your curves, and it was such a weird thing because my daughters would actually say to me, "Mom, you've got a body, like you should just embrace it."
It's so refreshing to hear someone speak positively about their body, especially in an industry that often focuses on what you're not. Speaking of body shaming, Gigi Hadid has faced criticism for her body throughout her career. Some have accused her of being too skinny, while others have called her fat. It's a lose-lose situation for women in the public eye, but she doesn't let the haters get her down. In fact, she took to Allure to educate them, explaining that she was not yet diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease when she started modeling at age 17. She also revealed that some of the inflammation and water retention caused by the disease were mistaken for weight gain, leading people to criticize her for being too big for the industry, and she isn't the only one who went through that. Turns out Lady Gaga did as well. The singer was not about to take any body shaming after her Super Bowl performance in 2017. People were saying all kinds of mean things about her body, but she wasn't having it. She went on Instagram and gave them a piece of her mind. Gaga said, "Doesn't know why everyone's talking about her body. She's proud of her body, and everyone should be proud of theirs too. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. You don't need to please anyone else to be successful. Just be yourself and be unapologetically yourself. That's what makes a champion." Thanked all her fans for supporting her. While Gaga's criticism was from fans, there's someone who got criticized by her co-workers, Chloe Grace Moretz. Turns out she had a pretty unpleasant experience during a 2017 interview with Variety. She shared that her male co-star made a comment that he would never date her because she was too big. And let's just say she was not amused. She said she couldn't believe it, that this guy just had to go and say something like that to her. It really shows that there are some terrible people out there. I mean, why did he even feel the need to bring up her size? You have to forgive, but you definitely don't forget something like that. And just when you think things can't get worse, they do. Grace wasn't just dealing with body shaming comments from her co-star, but also from popular TV shows and memes. One of them was Family Guy making fun of her body, and the other was a viral photoshopped meme. But even in the face of all that negativity, she had a powerful message. She said people need to start showing more compassion and kindness to each other, both in person and online. That words can hurt, and we need to be mindful of that. While Moritz took the more civil road to teach her trolls, Gabourey Sidibe showed everyone how to handle haters in one epic tweet. After trolls tried to body shame her on social media, she responded with a witty comeback that shut them down. To people making mean comments about my Gigi pics, I cried about it on that private jet on my way to my dream job last night. #JK. So she basically put everyone in their place and reminded everyone that she's a boss who won't let anyone bring her down.
You know, there's this weird thing where, like, when I was in elementary school and junior high school and in high school, people would make fun of my body because that's just what you do when you're, you know, a terrible child. And, you know, you're not allowed to talk about my body. You're not allowed to make fun of me because we're both in society.
And then we have another Kardashian on the list, Kim K. I mean, it's no secret that she's been the target of body shaming comments for years. From her plastic surgery to her pregnancy weight gain, in a podcast interview with We Are Supported By, she opened up about how hurtful those comments were, saying it really took a toll on her self-esteem. And then she'd just sit at home and cry all the time. But despite the negativity, she learned to love and embrace her body. In fact, she wrote on her website that she's empowered by her body and her sexuality. She's not afraid to show her flaws to the world and hopes to inspire other women to feel the same way. And there you have it, victims of fat shaming in Hollywood.